So with everything wrapping up in the Hunter x Hunter manga at the point of recording this video, I have to say there's one thing that I think we're all kind of not really taking into account for, and that's Tserriednich. And look, we're all like, oh, Tserriednich is one of the big bads of the series. He's being set up to be a major player for this series with this entire arc, with how he's developing his nen and how quickly he's going through his training and being presented as a legitimate monster when it comes to his abilities. But there's one thing that no one really brings up, at least that often from what I've seen online in different videos and discussions about Tserriednich, and primarily with the most recent batch of chapters. I think we've kind of forgotten this. Tserriednich might unlock a brand new, incredibly powerful nen ability. But before I get into my reasonings why that's the case, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. Really helps and it shows you guys enjoy the content I make here on the channel and shows you want to see more. I want to try and make more Hunter x Hunter videos between chapters whenever the chance I get if I want to expand a bit on a topic, but we'll see how things play out. Now with that, let's just start off with the main discussion and the fact that, yes, I believe Tserriednich is going to get a new nen ability. But you might be saying, but Chris, he has his nen beast. He has another nen beast that was created with his parallel future ability, and you're right. Parallel future is one of his nen abilities. And by extension, the Guardian Spirit Beast, due to the seed urn and all that, feeding off his own nen, aura, etc. But I think we're all forgetting the key aspect. Parallel future is only active when Tserriednich is in a state of Zetsu, concealing his aura within his body, and that somehow allows him to access parallel future, let events play out towards other people, while simultaneously avoiding these particular events, and letting them play out, and him surviving, only with a 10-second window. We all know that. But the thing that we're all forgetting is that with how specific nen abilities work, it's an output of Hatsu. It's how you create your nen abilities specifically in the first place, regardless of nen typing. You think up an ability, its drawbacks, its strengths, its whole conditions and everything, and then you, little by little, cultivate it and just sculpt it into your own particular ability that works well for you. And maybe over time you'll add more restrictions or more conditions to make it stronger or more usable in specific instances or specific situations. And Tserriednich is a specialist, so if he trains the right way, which he probably will based on his personality and how quickly he's going, he'll probably have a very strong mastery over every single nen type. But the fact that he is using Parallel Future with Zetsu means that his nen ability being created through Hatsu is still on the table. He can still create some sort of incredibly insane nen ability that will just alter the course of this entire Succession War. Now, what this ability could in fact be, I'm not 100% sure, but I have somewhat of a kind of meh idea for it in terms of how long it took me to come up with this. Not too long, but either way, I think his nen ability, if he really develops it, will have to do with his twisted personality and how he loves his assortments of artwork, primarily of, well, corpses, more or less. But yeah, Tserriednich, sick freak. But either way, his nen ability might have something to do with his artistic flair. He might come up with something to help make it easier for his own particular ways of creating his fine arts, his sculptures, and maybe as a way make it easier on himself, for all we know. Or find some ways of manipulation. It could be a sense of manipulation, for all we know, to use an ability cultivated to make his art exhibitions happen more frequently with more material. Now, we all know his Guardian Spirit Beast has an ability that after you're struck 3 times, you will suffer some sort of cost. Everyone assumes you just die, or horrific death or disfigurement, what have you. But if Tserriednich understands the abilities of his nen beast somehow, some way, by perhaps during his training seeing the outcome of the consequences of the nen beast, Tserriednich might come up with an idea to create a nen ability to utilize the aftermath of his spirit beast's ability and consequences to whoever lies to him, thus allowing him the ability to utilize his nen beasts, despite him not being able to see it initially, to kind of just, well, make his artwork, or make it in a way that will make fights or future confrontations easier. I feel like it'd be a smart thing to do to have it complement his Nen Beast, especially during the fact that, thanks to King Naspi, we know that winner of the Succession War will keep their Nen Beast. So if Tserriednich does develop his own Nen ability after figuring out what his Nen Beast's true ability is, then he might come up with something to complement it in some way, shape, or form, depending on the actual, well, outcome and consequence of fulfilling the conditions for that Guardian Spirit Beast, for all we know. And there's also the fact that Parallel Future could help set everything up, because what Tserriednich could do is use his Parallel Future, see what's going on to happen, have people believe that's going to happen, do something with his Nen Beast, or just outright kill somebody thanks to Parallel Future, and with certain specific conditions, he can, make a sculpture or cultivate some sort of ability, or even soldier or something like that with whatever Nen ability he inevitably comes up with. All we know that Tserriednich, once he fully masters Nen and develops and cultivates his Hatsu with, let's face it, it'll probably take him about a few days once he completely figures everything out. It will be probably one of the most grotesque, disturbing, complex, and also just a Nen ability that no one would want to be caught up in. Because Tserriednich, and how his personality works, he'll come up with something that we probably won't really be able to fully think of until we get to see it in action. And it's just a matter of time with how quickly his training is going before he fully manifests his form of Hatsu to create his own specific Nen ability to complement maybe Parallel Future or his Nen Beast. I didn't say how it could, help with Parallel Future. Parallel Future is already relatively strong to begin with, but who knows? He might come up with something to at least, maybe not directly parallel it or boost it, but something that he can use as a benefit to Parallel Future in the future of the series. But that's really all I can really say and speculate on in terms of Tserriednich. There's a lot to really consider when it comes to the guy, and yeah, it's only a matter of time with how quickly his training's going and his sheer Nen mastery with his 1 in a billion prodigy ranking, especially with the fact that he's a specialist too, before he fully masters the basics of Nen 100% to its highest efficiency and come up with his own Nen ability to fully utilize and express it through Hatsu. But let me know what you guys think. What do you think specifically what Tserriednich's Nen ability could potentially be? Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys can come up with, because Lord knows you guys will probably come up with something way more creative than whatever I was alluding to. This is just a fun topic I wanted to just bring up and get the theory ball rolling for everyone. But let me know how you felt about this video. Want to see more? Let me know in the comments, and like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. I'm still covering the series on a weekly basis for the manga, and I'll try and do more videos like this just for just baseline discussions for speculations on the future of the series. But with all that said and done, I hope you all have an awesome day.